Good morning everyone, here from Coron. We are still in this small town on the Philippines. In the last video we have showed you the way from El Nido to Coron, where we did a boat tour of 3 days and 2 nights that you can find somewhere around here. And today we are planning to do a private tour. We're gonna show you in this video why we booked the private tour, to which spots we went to, and how we liked it. So stay tuned and enjoy the video. We're now at the port of Coron, and today we're gonna do a private boat tour, like an island hopping tour here in Coron with a company that we found in Google Maps. We will have several stops, like most of the famous stops. I think we will have lunch at a beautiful beach, see all of the lakes that you can find around here, and snorkel again with corals. So we're very excited. They will also prepare our food that we asked them to be vegetarian. So I'm really excited about the day. Okay, so the town of Coron is not directly on the island of Coron. The island of Coron is almost uninhabited, and this is most probably due to their geographical structure. So they have so many mountains that I think you cannot really live there.
It's kind of weird that the town of Coron is on the island of Busuanga, and the island of Coron is in front of us.
Yeah, and there's lots of traffic here, so I'm still not the biggest fan of this small town.
It's not the most beautiful town.
It's not the most beautiful town, but they say that the boat tours and what you can see from here is amazing, so we're really looking forward to it.
Wow, it's getting hot.
If you haven't got your own masks and fins, we would strongly recommend you to rent them at the port, because snorkeling without fins is much more exhausting than one could expect. What a better way to start the day. We jumped into the sea and we were immediately submerged by the absurd amount of marine life.
So the first stop was Siete Pecados, and we were there completely alone because most of the boats go first to another spot, to Twin Lagoon, and we did some snorkeling over there. It was really nice. And now our second stop will be one of the lakes already, and there are huge limestone cliffs everywhere. It's incredible. So now we're at the Kayangan Lake. It's one of the 2 famous lakes here. This one and the Barracuda Lake. And you have to go up quite a few steps to reach a viewpoint. And then on the other side you can go swimming.
By the way, our little drone was not so happy about flying with this kind of strong winds. You'll see her reaction by the end of this video.
Sorry, poor droney.
In this private tour we had already the tickets included, and there are some private tours where you have to buy it on your own every time that you come to a point. But I think right now they're all included to have more control. So there are still older YouTube videos where you could see that people were leaving very early in the morning, around 6:30. This is not possible anymore. So
We checked in with the guide. They have changed the Coast Guard system, so all of the boats first need to have the clearance to be able to go, and this is earliest at 7:30. Yes, so they have changed, all the authorities have changed, so every tour guide has to stand in line to get everything ready for the tour of the day to get going, and the earliest boat that will leave the port will be at 7:30 in the morning. There's no chance that it's going to be earlier, so even if you try to, we tried, it will not be possible, just as you know. And I think they have included now the tickets in most of the tours too, and we had to know exactly which stops we want to go beforehand so that they can buy the tickets there already.
We had a quick swim at the lake and continued to our next destination.
We have decided to book a private tour which cost us about 42 euros per person instead of the normal boat tour that would have cost 25 euros per person. The big advantage was that you are flexible on your itinerary, you can choose the stops that you want to do, and you can start a little earlier than with the other tours. Like this, you have the chance to avoid the crowds in some places.
2 hours later.
Next up is the Barracuda Lake, and it's already quite packed, so let's see how it's gonna
be. So we are almost alone.
Almost, and they're still figuring out how to get in the water. The water in the Barracuda Lake has really surprised us. We've seen pictures on the internet before coming here, but still, the feeling of free diving in such clear waters is simply mind-blowing. It makes you forget how deep the lake actually is, and we definitely had a lot of fun there, especially Lee. Then we headed to our lunch spot, It turned out to be one of the most stunning lunch spots of the entire trip. The lunch was delicious and huge. First we were treated with some very cold beer, then we had shrimps in coconut sauce, pancit, cucumber salad, grilled fish, ensaladang, talong, stir-fried veggies, a big amount of grilled chicken, and of course, rice. Amazing!
After this small lunch, we went to our next stop, Twin Lagoons. This place is very popular, and when we arrived there, it was pretty busy, but luckily the lagoon was big enough and the experience was still very enjoyable.
You can or climb over the stairs or just go beyond the rock, and then you can enter the second lagoon.
Then we headed to our last stop, a cute little beach called Atwayan Beach, where we had a wonderful time before heading back to Coron town.
So now we're back from the boat trip and it was an amazing day, although I'm very tired. We did as a first stop the Siete Pecados, which is a snorkeling area, but I would recommend you to go to one of the lagoons and the most famous places first, because you might still have the chance to see it with less people, or you might have it even on your own as a group, but afterwards it's gonna be inevitable that you will be there with lots of people. The lunch place with the floating boat, we really enjoyed as well. So this is something that most of the tour operators don't do. It is something that they can include. So if you like this stop, please, or you can ask them to include it instead to going to the beach where everyone else is having lunch. So this one I think was a very good one. Another good thing about the private tour is that we could say that we have a vegetarian with us or a vegan with us, so that they prepare lots of vegetables, and we had tons of food. I think it's a Filipino thing that they always give you so much food that no one can eat. Unfortunately, the wind was very strong today, so we could not fly the drone in all the places that we wanted to. And the snorkeling was a little bit exhausting because of the waves, but still the underwater world here in the Philippines is just impressive. Everywhere I go snorkeling, I see so much marine life. It's just beautiful. Our favorite spots were definitely the Barracuda Lake because of the beauty of the water, but also the Siete Pecados because of the snorkeling. It was just beautiful there. So as a conclusion of this private tour, we would definitely do it again because it was an awesome day. We got to see the famous spots with less crowds than usually, and we would need to come back another point to the Philippines to see different places that are not that famous yet, to have it more to ourselves. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, and we see you in the next one. Bye bye.